I locked it in the closet, but every morning it's back on my bed. I grew up with a doll. She was one of those creepy dolls that looked like they were about to jump out and try to kill you, but she was definitely weird. My grandmother made it for me when I was born. I mean, she was an expert seamstress. She made all of her grandkids' dolls. Well, except for my brother. He got a toy robot because he didn't want a doll. My grandmother would make him little outfits and accessories too, and she put a lot of love into them, which made sense because she was a grandmother. But I always felt like there was something else in those beady little eyes. It was like she knew things about me. Or maybe even things about you. No, I'm sure it's just my imagination. After all, it's just a doll. As I grew older, I started spending more and more time in my room. I would sit on my bed and talk to the doll. Sometimes I would dress her up in different outfits or change her hairstyle. And I remember thinking, how can someone so inanimate be able to listen to me? But then again, I was just a child. My mom would walk in on me sometimes, and she'd always shake her head and smile. She never said anything, but I think she thought I was a little weird. And then I turned 13. My mom decided that I was old enough to have my own room. The first thing I did was put the doll on my bed. Every morning when I woke up, she would be sitting on the edge of the bed facing down, like she had been staring at me while I slept. I would get creeped out every time I saw it, but I couldn't get rid of it because it was my grandmother's last gift to me. So instead, I tried ignoring it. I would cover it with a blanket or a sheet, so that it wouldn't be sitting there staring at me. But then, I would come home from school and the doll would be sitting neatly on my bed, as if it had been waiting for me. One night I had enough. I got really angry at the doll. I remember thinking, how dare it sit on my bed and stare at me like that? I'm going to show it who's boss. So I got out of bed and went to the closet. I took the doll with me. I wanted to scare it. So I stood in front of the mirror and started making scary faces. Then I put it on the top shelf and closed the door. I was actually proud of myself for standing up to the doll. For once, I didn't feel like it was judging me. But the next morning I woke up and it was sitting on my bed again. This time it was facing the door, which meant it must have sat there and watched me while I was sleeping. I don't know why, but that scared me more than anything. I got out of bed and went straight to the closet. I opened the door and looked on the top shelf where I had left the doll, but it wasn't there. I started freaking out, thinking that I had to get out of there. But then I remembered that I had taken the doll with me when I went to the closet. I thought I had put it on the top shelf, but maybe I had put it somewhere else. Maybe I had put it on the top shelf because I was so angry that I didn't even remember doing it. And then I saw it. It was on the floor behind some boxers, still facing the door. I picked it up and stared at it. I could feel my heart beating in my chest. I wanted to scream, but I couldn't. All I could do was stare at the doll as it stared back at me. Then I dropped it and ran out of the room. I don't remember what happened next. I think I just ran around the house like a lunatic until I finally calmed down. And now I never sleep with the doll in my bed again. But every morning when I wake up, I get a little creeped out when I see it sitting there staring at me. I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe I'm just a little weird. Or maybe the doll isn't just a doll. Maybe it's something else entirely. Something that has been watching me for years, waiting for me to let my guard down. Something that will never stay still.